Hey everyone, Matt here from Herbal House, and in this video we are taking a look at the double-ended 1000 watt fixture. In this particular case we are putting a bulb, which happens to be a 600. These fixtures are capable of running a 600 watt bulb right up to a 1000 watt bulb comfortably. So in this case it is a Lucius fixture, which is what we're including in these packages. So we obviously have this beautiful box. When it's delivered to you, it is wrapped nice and discreet, just like how everyone likes. So I'll get everything out of the box so you can see what we're working with. Alrighty, so I just whipped everything out of the box here. We have your power cable, set of hangers, and a bolt which has got an eyelet in it. So that's for hanging material. I'll show you that in a moment. But to give you a rundown of the actual fixture itself, when you get it out of the box, it's going to have a lot of packaging on there. Make sure you remove all of that. So what we've got here is we've got the shade portion, and this is the ballast down the back here. So if I turn this around, you'll see the side, and that's got a power cable inlet and a controller inlet and outlet. So the controller side, you're not going to stress about that. That's more for commercial setups when they're going to have a lot of fixtures connected to a controller. For the regular customer or domestic customer, sorry, you're just going to be connecting that to a timer and off you go. So other end, we've got the dimmer module. So you're going to be using that to control the output of the bulb that you have installed. So if you've got a 600 watt bulb, you will set that to 600 and no higher. If you've got a 1000 watt bulb, you now have the full range up to the 1000 watts comfortably. Now don't get me wrong, I believe this does go to 1150 watts, so you can overdrive your bulbs if you wish, but it is not necessary. So what catches people out with these fixtures, double-ended bulbs have a little bit of a trick with how they're installed, so we'll get a close-up and I'll show you how that goes in. Okay, so before you install the bulb, you're going to see that this has got quite a fancy looking fitting there, and that tends to be what confuses most, even ourselves, when we first started dealing with these, but these are actually simple once you get to know them. So there's actually going to be a retaining clip at the very end. I don't know, I'm guessing you can see this side better. So a little steel clip that you'll see. Now that's just going to hold the connector shut. So you're going to pop that out just by squeezing it. Looks like a little M piece, so that's on both ends. So you're just going to pinch that in there and it will wiggle loose. So once you've got both of those out, each end, now the connector can slide open. So you're just going to pull that away from the center of the shade, and that has now opened the jaws for the filament. So I'm just going to grab the bulb over here. Now just being careful with these bulbs, you're going to handle them the same way you would any other bulb, and that's pretty much avoiding touching any of the centerpiece of the glass. So pretty straightforward in the name here, double-ended. It's got two ends to the bulb. So for a single filament, it's connected at both ends, and this allows the bulb to essentially ignite in a better way, producing more lumens or a higher brightness, and for a longer period of time, or at least a longer life expectancy. So to install this, you're going to line up the wire hanging out each end, and it's going to slot into the top of the jaw. So what you're going to do is just sort of gently line that up there, make sure the jaw is nice and open. And that's just going to wiggle its way into the jaw. So you just want to make sure that the wires have slotted right in there. If they're poking up a little bit, don't be afraid to just poke them down, and that's going to make sure that when you push these connectors inwards, there's going to be a lot of clamping pressure, ensuring a tight and firm connection for the electrical current. So we're just going to reinstall these little clips. Now you're just going to squeeze those back in there. Just a moment. So these are essentially just safeties to ensure that the jaws are not going to wiggle themselves loose during operation. Just like that. So that is your bulb installed. Easy as that. Now ideally you're not going to be changing bulbs very often, but if you do, that is exactly how you're going to do it. So now that we've covered the bulb aspect, we're just going to flip this over and show you the hanger installation. Okay, so just on the back side here, as you would have seen earlier, we've got the two sets of hangers. Essentially we've got this triangular wire hanger here, and then we've got the eyelet just here in my hand. So the eyelet, you're going to be up the front of the fixture here. There is actually a hole, and that is tapered and threaded to essentially just wind this eyelet in. So I'll just do that. It does have a nut there for tensioning it up if you need to, or even adjusting how high this is, but I generally just recommend winding it all the way in. Easy as that. I'll just rotate this around. So you can see what we've got going on here. We've got a cutout on each end here. You're just going to take this, clip one end, clip the other. So now this has created a point for an adjustable hanger to go on, and you've got the eyelet up the front. So with the packages here, we include these adjustable hangers. I don't know if you can see that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get this set up in a tent and fire it up and show you what it looks like. Okay, so we've just set this up here in a 1x1 tent, which is, to be honest, a little bit undersized for this type of fixture. For these fixtures, we'd rate them to be very comfortable for around a 1.2 metre by 1.2 metre size grow space. Now, that's based on the fixture of the shade for its coverage, but being aware that this is a 1000 watt capable ballast, you could realistically stretch that up to 1.5 by 1.5 easily. So we've just set up these adjustable hangers here to the top of the tent and put this on a bit of a tilt so you can see what's going on. So let's get this thing plugged in and fired up. Okay, so just bearing in mind that we have fitted a 600 watt bulb in this fixture here, with your package, you know, you're going to have that 1000 watter. So I've just dimmed this down to 600 watts on the module on the side there, and we're just going to let that bulb warm up there so you can see what's going on. Bearing in mind the camera is probably filtering out a little bit of the intensity, we surely would not recommend steering directly into this. So just like a traditional single leaded fixture, being an HPS bulb around that 3000K or even lower colour temperature, you can expect that really nice orange glow that is going to be perfect for your flowering. And being a double-ended bulb, as mentioned earlier, you are going to get a longer lifespan and you are going to get a fair bit more brightness out of it, which is why a lot of people opt for these or CMH. Both definitely have their pros and cons, but for double-ended fixtures, we absolutely love these all-in-one packages. So to wrap it up there, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, please get in touch with us here at Herbal House. Thanks for watching.